Crucial for both entrepreneurship and personal development, apprenticeship is encouraged in Nigeria for particularly the young ones to help build resilience, value for hard work, and appreciate success born out of patience, integrity, and a sense of responsibility, while learning to be both socially and financially independent. It was highly coveted by parents for their children and was a great way to engage the young ones, following the saying that an idle hand is the devil's workshop. In recent years, however, the number of apprentices seen around artisans and craftsmen have seen a remarkable decline, owing to many reasons. These reasons are at the core of our inquisition this week on Dateline 360, as we hope to bring solutions to help reignite the fire of apprenticeship through the lifelong benefits. I am Omotola Omojola. Thanks for joining us. Now, apprenticeship presents itself as a model that can readily assist unemployment in any given society if properly harnessed to meet modern-day industrial demand. Musa Toliat begins our discourse with an examination of a traditional apprenticeship, its role in shaping lives, and what it takes to endure the practice.
The practice of apprenticeship dates back to the pre-colonial era, where it served as a means of transmitting knowledge, skills, and cultural values from one generation to the other. So, everyone born into a family was expected to have learned and be identified by their proficiency in family lineage crafts. One enduring apprenticeship system which has grown into sustainable economic model over the years is the Igbo apprenticeship system. Post-Civil War in 1970 necessitated the exportation of the Igbo apprenticeship program to various parts of the country to participate actively in the economy of the region they find themselves.
The Igbo apprentice system is a very well-entrenched system, and it's a business model, it's a business system that people have to learn from. It's something that is exemplary, something that's been sustainable, something that's really done well in the Eastern economy and by to a large extent other parts of the country, where young people learn under their masters, be it trading, buying and selling, mechanic, spare parts, selling, repairs. They just learn it for a number of years. It could be 5 years, some it could be 10 years, and then they become versed in it. And at the end of the day, their master settles them.
Economic experts believe that apprenticeship, if properly harnessed, will increase the number of small and medium enterprises and bridge skills gap for national development.
Apprenticeship is about delivery of value, to be able to repair one thing or the other, or to fix one thing or the other, practically all sectors. People want to repair things, they want to replace things, especially now that the cost of acquisition of new appliances are very high. And I must say that it is helping a great deal to tackle the problem of unemployment.
Here in Lagos, apprenticeship is no longer fashionable, and there is a dearth of prospective learners.
None of them, even the apprentices, they don't come to learn quickly. They learn, once it stress them, they leave.
Then look for quick money, how to do ritual, how to do Yahoo. There's money in the learning of the work, but they don't like learning work. They are very lazy.
Economic experts say apprenticeship has continued to produce successful entrepreneurs, but there is need to make the practice innovative so that it can readily fill the skills gap in modern day industry.
You go to some industries now, they are grappling with problem of capacity to maintain machineries, to do all sorts of things, because there is no skill. So there are a lot of gaps to fill, across practically all sectors.
Having tasted the benefits of acquiring skills through apprenticeship, these young people are willing to impart knowledge just for the asking.
I come Lagos with nothing, but now I don't come be oga of myself. So if people are ready to learn, they can come, it's free.
Apprenticeship is helping some youth shut the door against idleness and embrace productivity. So rather than becoming the devil's workshop where menace is designed and unleashed, Some youths are unleashing their potentials through vocational skills with a view to creating a life for themselves.
I'm a university graduate, but I still thought of acquiring skills. This is a shoemaking skill. And I would just advise people to find something doing with their hand, to get a skill, to get a craft, something that can help them, something they can be busy with.
With his skills and just a laptop, this young music maker is turning around his fortune in the entertainment industry.
Before my dad got me this laptop, I used to beg on the streets. My guy, give me 200, give me one. But the day I got this and learned this, bro, I haven't lagged for 1 day. I haven't lagged for 1 day. Everything has been going smoothly for me.
As a way to address unemployment and boost productivity, the federal and state governments have launched various innovative vocational programs for youths who are willing to make a difference in their chosen career.
There is a consensus that traditional apprenticeship remains viable and relevant, but there's also need to balance practical skills with formal education while addressing issues of exploitation and power imbalances between masters and apprentices. In Lagos for Dateline 360, I am Musa Toliad.
The southeastern part of Nigeria is renowned for its age-long apprenticeship practice, which is seen as part of its culture, building the spirit of industry across its communities. A natural and traditional entrepreneurship scheme creating channels for wealth distribution. The positive impact of this system has seen reviews across the world. Franklin Onyekachi in Onitsha examines the practice in benefits, the truth about its decline, and measures to sustain the system.
Apprenticeship, known as Eba Boy in eastern Nigeria, is a practice whereby a business owner takes up an apprentice, trains him for a period of about 5 to 7 years, during which period the apprentice serves him and learns the business or skills, and at the end is settled to start his own business through capital provided by his master. The system, which dates back to pre-colonial eastern Nigeria and thrived post-Civil War Nigeria, has been an instrument of building generations of big businesses and business owners, aiding transfer of wealth from master to apprentice turned business owner.
I was in the village and I stayed. I started by pushing wheelbarrow in our market in the village until on a day like that, on a Sunday of February 1987, my younger sister came to me where I was washing my clothes in the stream to tell me that some people has come to take me to Onitsha. No, that time when you hear Onitsha, it is like taking you to abroad.
I came to this market in 1993 to join my master, serving him. And I served him 9 years, from 1993 to 2002. And he settled me. And since that time, I have been striving. After 3 years, I go and call my own boy that can serve me. I have settled the first one, settled the second one, settled the third one.
Kenechukwu Anago and Kenneth Uliseke are successful business owners who rose from this system and have equally mentored others.
At least I have like 9 people that I have settled. And my greatest joy is that when I'm going, I will see them and I will see the people that are also serving them that they have settled. If you so desire, you can still go back to school while you have reassured yourself that your business is okay, restructure your business, repackage it in such a way that even if you're not there, it will still be going. You can go back to school. That is what I did. Going back to school, got my BSc and have my master's. So even I'm thinking of going to doctorate.
In fact, you will learn virtually everything. You will wash the car, you will cook, you will go messages for madam, you will do for everybody. If a guy is traveling home, you will travel with him. You work at the village. You come to the town and work in the shop. So you work for that's why you will learn everything. So after the boy thing, I enrolled myself back to school, evening school. After business, I will rush home, go to school. I finished my secondary. I couldn't finish secondary before coming to this place. So I finished my secondary. I sat for WAEC. I went to UNIZIK where I did a CEP program, what they call CEP program. That's part-time program. I did human kinetics. After it, I enrolled again for masters.
The key to this our boy system is patience, honesty. If you are honest to yourself first, because there are some certain things your master may not know.
Despite the benefits of the Igbo apprenticeship, the practice has its own challenges, as some apprentices ended up not being settled by their masters, even as the practice is witnessing a decline.
If you go like maybe where they do this bets, you see many of them. It's not only in our setting that we miss people that want to learn. Now, the youth no longer want to learn maybe a skill or a boy, so it's very difficult now to find people that want to do such things now.
Young boys of nowadays are desperate for quick wealth.
These products of the apprenticeship scheme regret the decline of the practice and express willingness to allow their children and wards to take up apprenticeship.
I've told my wife even, my son, you go and do apprentice. I would like them to stand on their own.
Some apprentices urge young people like them to embrace the practice.
I see my future, yes. I see my future very well, yeah. I believe that I will make it through this business.
In this place, you are being trained on how to face life challenges. That's why we love apprenticeship. And apprenticeship is one of the best things you can AQ in once you're done with your secondary school as a young boy.
Efforts are on ground to ensure that the practice continues as a curriculum has been developed. The Onitsha Business School is in collaboration with some universities in the southeast and south-south to equip the apprentices with tertiary education.
We have been able to train over 650, and the International Bureau also gave them startup grants to get it done. And of course, we are still working on it to improve on it. These schemes have been formalized in some universities, and that is what Igbo Nation has been able to give as value to the whole world.
Our respondents say the Southeast apprenticeship system should not be allowed to go into extinction, as it has the potential to tackle the economic challenges facing the country through building entrepreneurship. In Onitsha, Franklin Onyekachi reporting for Dateline 360.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
Now, as Nigeria battles to close the gap in unemployment, the traditional apprenticeship system, which has the backbone of the practical skills acquisition, should be the alternative in the southwest region, is gradually losing its steam. From tailoring to welding and automobile mechanics, artisans report fewer intakes and waning interest from young persons. Abiola Ario in this report examines the decline in apprenticeship in Akure, Ondo State, and the factors responsible.
Apprenticeship in the western part of Nigeria was once a respected pathway to self-reliance. It offered hands-on training in trades like tailoring, welding, carpentry, and mechanics, empowering generations with practical skills that built communities and small businesses. But today, the story is different. This is Jumoke Adekola, a polytechnic graduate who transformed her passion for fashion into a full-time career. 5 years into running her own tailoring business, she is concerned about the waning interest of young people in learning the skill.
I don't have any appearances. I've been looking for like 2 or 3 maybe just to be helping out, but they are not coming. They are not coming. Some will say, this work, it will take a long process, it will take this. They want something that will maybe like 2-3 months, they'll be done with it. But this fashion line is something that you can do around maybe 6 months, 1 year, or let's say it is 1.5 years, but they don't want to go into it anymore.
Investigations reveal a steady decline in enrollment for apprenticeship, with factors including high registration costs, lengthy training periods, and the lure of quick earnings from digital jobs as well as white-collar dreams.
They prefer Okada rider than to learn work. There are some works like this furniture work and this furniture work, like welder, like bricklaying, and some other works. But they prefer a day money, a day income than to learn work.
I'm a farmer. Now let's go back to the farm. You have a labor, we call them labor assistants. They come to your farm, you put them on salary, you give them accommodation, you feed them. But within a month, they run away.
Reports have it that many young people now find it difficult to commit to long-term training, citing boredom, hardship, and lack of visible short-term gains.
Transport to the site of field, accommodation. So it's very stressful sometimes. So they rather prefer to use their time to work than learning skill.
Maybe some people don't want to be under people to learn, but I believe people are still learning skills.
They feel those works are petty, like they cannot make good money from it.
To address this decline, experts are advocating robust policy interventions, integration of technology into skill training, and a shift in mindset to revalue vocational education.
Federal government should at least let the youth know that there's no white-collar job anywhere, and all these criminal activities that they engage in cannot take them to anywhere.
Respondents say while lucrative crafts like gele tying and makeup still attract apprentices, it is crucial to address barriers to quality apprenticeship and tackle the factors behind declining interest across the country. In a world fast tilting towards digitalization, experts believe preserving the essence of apprenticeship is crucial by blending modern learning tools with age-old skills, which may be the key to making apprenticeship attractive again for young Nigerians like Jumoke. In Akure, Abiola Rio for Dateline 360.
It may sound odd to some bosses, also called Oga and Madams, as the case may be, but a little motivation after a profitable venture can pay for transport, as is noted by a respondent in that report, and encourage them to hang on. Please think about it. Though apprenticeship system is witnessing a decline across the country, the story is different in Kano, from where Mohammed Ibrahim reports that traditional skills training is thriving, with workshops bustling and demands on the rise.
In a time when digital jobs and formal education dominate conversations about youth empowerment, Kano stands as a stronghold for traditional apprenticeship. From motorcycle repairs to welding, workshops like this continue to welcome young learners daily.
Alhamdulillah, I have more than 10 apprentices. Here in this motorcycle workshop, we receive new apprentices almost on a daily basis because the work here in Kano is lucrative.
Unlike in other regions where interest is fading, artisans in Kano say their challenge is not finding apprentices, it is keeping up with the demand. Many young people see value in learning a trade, especially as the cost of formal education continues to rise.
It was my father that brought me here to learn how to repair motorcycles. So when I grow older, I will become self-reliant. I started learning tailoring, but because I have passion for technical works, I decided to learn motorcycle repairs. And I'm proud since I have my own customers who patronize me and I make a lot of money.
Elsewhere in Kano City, Malam Aminu Ahmad, a person living with disability and a welding artisan for over 3 decades, has been training others like him, helping them break barriers and becoming self-reliant through apprenticeship.
Din yaran da nake koyawa aiki a nan guragu muna da gurgu 15 a nan.
I have more than 15 young persons living with disability who are apprentices in this workshop, and I also accept those without physical challenges because it gives me joy to see young children striving to become self-reliant.
Among his trainees is Abdullahi Ibrahim, once a beggar, now a proud artisan with hopes of setting up his own welding shop and mentoring others.
Before, I used to beg on the streets. Ever since I met my boss, he convinced me to join this welding workshop, and now I'm happy with my decision. And I want to one day open my workshop and help others.
Since I was a child, I have passion for craftsmanship and I fulfill my dream, including this car.
At a time when apprenticeship is declining across the country, Kano State example stands out. Here, skill is more than survival. It is empowerment, and it is giving future to those who are otherwise left behind. In Kano, the master apprentice model is not fading. It is evolving, driven by community spirit and a hunger for self-reliance as the digital age sweeps across Nigeria. This ancient tradition is proving it still has relevance in shaping the future of its youth. In Kano, Muhammad Ibrahim reporting for Dateline 360.
It is indeed good to know that my young ones are interested in skills acquisition in Kano. I am particularly impressed by the welding team. We now go to Uyo, where Clement Barikwi reports that despite the state government's move to empower artisans through grants after a specific period of training, some youths in Akwa Ibom State have chosen to be unemployed, refusing to engage in any form of apprenticeship. Some caregivers and entrepreneurs, he says, identify lack of interest and a desire to get rich without legitimate means of livelihood as major distractions for young people going into apprenticeship.
In times past, young persons in Akwa Ibom State often go into apprenticeship, during which they serve their masters in any trade or craft of their choice for an agreed period of time. As society evolves, many of these youth seem to view this act as archaic and an outcome of mental slavery. The desire to get rich quick by all means, propelled by the advent of the internet and social media, has further made the people turned down on apprenticeship. Cultural, societal, and family influences are not helping matters, as the society now see those who go into apprenticeship as uneducated, poor, and having a lack of a wealthy family history.
Peer pressure, it do distract them. They may want to go the right path, do it right, but the peer will say, you are wasting your time.
I think we need to create more awareness on where these young ones can explore such opportunities.
At least if I'm looking for a government job, I need to start somewhere. At least business, daily money come to your pocket.
I'm learning what the work that I'm learning is chemist work. So all the youth like my age, like 24, they have to learn work.
In Akwa Ibom State, government is coming up with various policy support frameworks to promote apprenticeships. These include grants to SMEs and sponsorship of youth in vocational training.
With the right grants,
just like the way the Akwa Ibom state government is doing, I think will enable the youths to implement all their ideas.
Before assessing that grant, there should be that moral and societal education on the need for that for skill acquisition.
While there may be a huge gap in hands-on learning directly under a master in acquiring knowledge, skills and expertise, apprenticeship is taking a new dimension in Akwa Ibom State. Apart from private apprenticeship centers for youth to learn any trade or craft of their choice, the Akwa Ibom State government has also established similar training centers for the youth, and those sent to these centers are paid stipends throughout the duration of their training, and the government sent them forth with startup grants and tools needed for them to be masters of their own. For Dateline 360, Clement Barikui.
Remember, the idle ant is the devil's workshop. What you learn and know becomes a part of you forever, and with or without education could be that source of income that comes through for you at difficult times. Please keep your minds productively engaged. I'm Omotola Omojola. God bless Nigeria.